been using this now for like 2 or 3 weeks now. We're extending our use of it now for internal purposes too. So what we're really trying to do is keep tabs on everything. A lot of times we get emails that come into various staff members in IS, and say a person goes on vacation, person leaves the company, we don't know, that goes off to him. So this will really give us the ability to keep tabs on everything coming into the department, what the work is, but also to correlate information all the time. We'll actually be able to get a quick report out on it to find out what it is and then address it. So Will's going to walk through demoing it. This should only take 10, 15 minutes, and then if you guys have any questions, feel free to stay after and ask Will, Rich, or myself about it. So.
Okay, I'm going to pull up a video of it since my account to demo it wasn't really working. I'm going to pull this up here real quick.
Yeah, it's actually hard for us to demo because we're agents in the system, so it shows like the other side of it, so it's kind of odd. But Will's going to do a screencast of what he shipped.
You just don't want to share your secrets and show them.
You know me, Mark.
They don't want anybody to contact them.
That's...
That right hard. Mm-hmm.
There it goes. That's what I want. So, okay, you're going to log into it through one login. It's going to be the little lock icon in the top right. A lot of you probably are using it already.
Yeah, who's using one login?
Now, the one you want to click on is the IS Service Desk. If you notice, this has the same icon, the Zendesk External. This is the Customer Service Zendesk. So you don't want to submit tickets through here. You'd want to submit tickets through the IS Service Desk. So basically, you just click on it. It should log you in automatically. And this is the initial page. It's going to have knowledge base information here. We could put information in here for you, troubleshooting guides, information, how to, things like that. If you want to submit a request, you just go up to submit a request up here, and I'll go through that, let it. This is the submit a request page. Basically, you get prompted what kind of request you want to submit. The default one you probably are going to use is help request, but there are a couple others depending on what you want. We're going to demo a help request here. When you select it, different fields pop up. They ask you, what's the subject of the request, brief description, and a category as to what it's about. And the categories, some of them have little arrows next to them. If you click on them, they'll expand to give a little bit more detail. So you could see like software breaks out into software issue or software install. And also, if you want to attach a file, you could drag an item in here, or you can click attach file and it'll let you attach a file. Or if you want to record a little screencast, you click on this, it brings up a little window, lets you hit the record button, and you could actually show the issue in a little video. Once you submit an issue, it's going to show up in your open requests up here. You could always go back and see what requests you have open. In fact, this will also show you your solved and your closed requests too. If you want information on the ticket, you could just click on it and it'll tell you. Go ahead and click on it and go from there. Now when you click on it, you could see all the notes, anything that we add, anything that you add, it'll all be there. Now, I believe I add a note to it. And this is after I picked it up and added a note to it. So, you could see who's working on the ticket, what notes they've put in, all that information.
Hey, Will, I have a question. So is this kind of how we would communicate back and forth on here instead of via email or something? You know what I mean?
You could use this, but I'm going to go over that in a second. You could actually respond to emails, and it'll add to the ticket as well with this new system.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, and you'll also see, this will give you almost like a trail of you, like, hey, is IS really working on this issue? Is the question I get a lot of times. Do you guys know about this? You'll see it actually going between the different assignees and stuff on it. So say it's a request Will Hasby, he sends it over to like one of the developers. You'll actually see it get reassigned in the system and creates like an entire log.
Okay.
So.
and if you want to respond to the ticket as well, you can do it here as well. In fact, you could add another screencast or anything through there too. Let's see what else happened. Yeah, back to the knowledge base. This search box up here, you could search the knowledge base. In this example, it looks like I was searching one login to see if there's any information on one login. And it found, one thing on one login, how to update passcodes in there. So, you could use that as a tool to search basically what information we have out there. And that's pretty much it for the web portal. But, let's see. Back to this. But yeah, the email notifications, every time you submit a ticket, you're going to get an email. Every time we put a comment in, you're going to get an email. If you respond to that email, it'll add to the ticket. So you don't really have to use the web portal if you don't want to initially. Like once you have the ticket in, you could just respond to the email, and every email will have all the comments as well, so you'll be able to see basically everything that was done in the email. So if you want to go that route, you can. If you want to use the web portal, you certainly can. The knowledge base is certainly, we're going to add to it as we go along, so it's definitely going to be a good resource to look at as well. That's pretty much it for everything I have. Anyone have any questions?
I think I know the answer from the type of request, but we used to, in getting reports, go to reports at ONS, and we now do it through here.
Yes, you'll do. And actually those, if you did end up emailing, Will was talking about the auto creation of the tickets, it would automatically create a ticket now here. The only thing is we'd prefer people go to the web form initially, just because as we go along, we might ask different questions, some more detailed questions, which will help us instead of sending more generic, hey, I need a report for this, whereas we'll have to come back to you more as to what information you might need. So as we go along, we'll be tweaking, adding fields here and there to collect more information here and there.
Okay.
Speed up the process, but yeah.
And one other thing to touch on, with helpdesk.ons.org as it is now, you have to access it through Citrix. With this, you could actually access it outside of Citrix. So I know that's been a problem for some people in the past.
Yeah, you can technically download, I think there's mobile apps for it and everything, so if you're somewhere on the road or something like that, you need to submit a ticket, you can do that actually if you want. So.
It's that urgent.
Yeah, if it's that urgent. We will not be here July 4th, if you want to try it. But you can go out, like right now, like we're launching this July 14th, there's been already people submitting tickets through here. if you'd like to try it out, to submit like a false ticket, go in there and submit one. Feel free to. It's not gonna hurt anything.
Yeah, look around, give yourself some time. The knowledge base is going to be a huge component of this as well. We plan on using it not only to disseminate information to all staff, but also internally to disseminate information between team members. We feel that that's going to make us a lot more proactive in being able to solve issues, and hopefully not allow issues to even arise, because we'll be able to get to them a lot earlier, because we'll all be on the same page in terms of what we know and what we see.
I have a question for kind of how it looks at the end user for our customers and stuff. So would they just email that email address that you guys sent out, the iService desk or whatever, or is there like a...
Well, that's actually,
Are you talking about external customers?
Yeah.
Like members?
Yeah,
They'll actually use the external Zendesk,
yeah, they don't
which
use
is actually already operational.
okay.
They will not use this. This is for internal staff. Think of it as the new help desk at ons.org or the new ticketing system that we now use Case.
Mhm.
So, because I don't really know that much about that, even though it's already been implemented, I haven't really had much, I guess, interaction with it. So when if they email that email address, does it start a ticket for them?
It absolutely does.
So if they just emailed us, like my personal email address, and then I would have to put in my
That is
ticket.
correct.
But if they email that email address, it'll
Right.
just
Or
start.
it
right off.
emails, when a member emails customer.service@ons.org, it creates a ticket in Zendesk.
Oh, okay.
We use Zendesk, the IS department uses both external and internal. They are integrated together for us because tickets are being sent back and forth.
Okay.
So, but for most people here, for internal staff, this is the only one you really need to know. Any other? Come on. None? It's really, really easy to use, as you can see. I think it's a lot nicer than Case and what people are currently using to submit tickets. I think everyone's really going to like it. As Ryan said, it's out there, it's operational. We're not actively looking at it as tickets come in right now, but you have an opportunity to create fake tickets. Do whatever you like with it.
You might get inundated.
Right. But you know what, by the same token, that also provides us ample time to gear up towards what we expect to see. And it might actually give us an impetus to say, hey, you know what, let's do it this way, or let's try different things. This is more of a much more organic system than any ticketing system that we've had in place here. As we move forward with it, we'll start to see things. It'll actually let us know which issues are more important than other issues in terms of how many tickets we get, which will again allow us to be a lot more proactive in how we resolve things.
Okay. When is this going to be effective that we have to use this system?
July 14th.
July 14th.
It's a Monday. So it's a reason to get up on Monday and come to work.
Yeah.
We will be. We'll be excited. We're going to be really
I
excited.
hope I don't problem anything.
Let me just say this as well. The Case system will be decommissioned over several weeks after the 14th, so somebody may forget and actually submit a Case ticket. We understand that those things happen, but I would suggest to everyone by the end of July that system will be decommissioned, so it won't be available.
Thank you.
Is there a way to indicate that a request is urgent, like from our side of?
In here, when you enter the ticket, put that in description. As
Okay.
to, I think some of the fields, depending on which form you pick, will actually ask you, so like a deadline date associated with something.
Right.
Usually
that's what
the
I'm
most
thinking.
urgent thing is people have a deadline date for something. And a number of the forms will actually ask you if there's a deadline date for something, you know.
That helps, because otherwise it's hard to know
Right.
what's going on.
So generally during business hours, we are in there with less than 4 hours looking at anything, and these guys triage it a little bit to see, oh wait, this is something that's really bad. We gotta move on it, and they expedite it. Generally, they're looking at tickets less than 4 hours.
And again, with this, you'll be able to actually follow the trail.
Yeah.
So you'll know where the ticket stands, who has it, what's been done. It's a lot more efficient in that respect than Case.
Yeah.
So you'll always be up to date on where your request stands.
Thank you guys for coming.
Yeah, we appreciate it. I think it's gonna be a lot easier for everyone, and you're gonna tell us how awesome we are.
That's right, that's all we are.
Thank you all.